A Gulfstream jet that crash-landed in Mexico in late September bearing a load of nearly 4 tons of cocaine was used by the CIA for trips between the U.S. and Guantanamo Bay. But that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I speak as a retired international covert operative for the Drug Enforcement Administration. What we're uncovering here through the hard and courageous work of journalist Bill Conroy is something nobody, Central Intelligence, FBI, they don't want this out there. They don't want anybody peeking under the rugs that Mark is talking about this plane crash carrying 4 tons of cocaine. Any kind of corruption you could imagine occurs. And when you talk about 4 tons of cocaine coming into the United States with the involvement of a man who worked as a pilot for CIA, DEA, and FBI, who is obviously somebody who was a shaker and a mover.
His jet crashed in late September of this year in the Yucatan. It had about 4 tons of coke on it, and it flew out of Fort Lauderdale to Mexico, and from Mexico to Colombia, Rio Negro, Colombia, is where it took off from, which is just outside of Medellin. And, it obviously picked up the coke in Colombia and was headed back toward our neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's the route.
Right. And it was gonna land at an airport, again in the Yucatan, probably from what I've been able to gather, loaded down with that much cocaine and had to refuel.
Yeah.
Exactly. But as they said, someone didn't grease the deal right. In the airport they were going to land at, there was a shift change, and they wouldn't let them land. So they went to another airport, tried to land, they wouldn't land there, and they basically got stranded in the air, ran out of fuel, and had to ditch it. And that's how they got caught. So it was a deal that went bad, apparently. What's come out on it so far is the jet that they were flying, we got the FAA records on it, and the Europeans have been looking into the rendition flights that the CIA, the agency, was running for, Guantanamo. And these tail numbers on this jet that crashed show up in some of their research as being used, this jet being used for at least 3 flights to Guantanamo between 03 and 05.